Hello, and welcome to the Resume and Curriculum Vita presentation. My name is Hannah Harshman, and I am a career advisor within the Center for Career Exploration and Success. The Career Center staff is eagerly awaiting you. Here you can meet with your career advisor, participate in mock interviews and informative events, and even connect with employers who are excited to recruit you. Many more resources are available on our website at www.miamioh.edu/careers. In this video and beyond, I invite you to explore, prepare, and connect the ways you can drive your career goals and how we can support them. In this presentation, we will explore how to create and enhance your resume and curriculum vitae, or CV. We will discuss how to get started with resume and CV writing, the formatting and content of resumes and CVs, how to write impactful bullet points, and additional tips and resources for resumes and CVs. Then, we will do a quick overview of cover letter writing and what your next steps are in your career journey. Let's start off with discussing the difference between a resume and a curriculum vitae, or CV. Most resumes in the United States are competency-based. They are personal marketing documents intended to showcase the candidate's skills, notable achievements, and work experience. Most resumes for college students are one page, but there are exceptions. For example, if a teacher education major has significant fieldwork or student teaching, then their resume may be up to 2 pages. On the other hand, US CVs are submitted for jobs in academia, scientific research, and medical fields. They are credential-based, providing a comprehensive and often lengthy listing of one's education, certifications, research experience, and professional affiliations. CVs do not have a typical page length. Some of you may be interested in exploring job and internship opportunities outside of the US, and there may be differences in each country regarding resumes and CVs. Visit Going Global to explore other countries' standards and expectations, and reach out to your career advisor for assistance with creating a global resume. The first step in writing a resume or CV is knowing your audience, or who will be receiving and reading your resume. You should use keywords that resonate with your audience and that are relevant to the industry area. Your resume and CV should also be well organized and error-free to make it easy for the reader to find the information they are looking for. Make sure the information you include in your resume or CV meets the requirements of the position or school that you are applying for. And remember that the readers have a very limited time to review your resume, often 10 to 30 seconds in industry settings and a few minutes in academia settings, so your content and format both matter. To get started with writing a resume or CV, it is helpful to spend some time gathering the information that you might include. Try making a list of the schools you've attended, all the places you've worked, any projects you've completed, all of your extracurricular activities, and anything else that you have done that you feel highlights the skills and knowledge that you have. Next, organize your list into categories and list the competencies and skills that you think each experience speaks to. Make sure that you include and mention things that are related to the types of positions you are applying for. For both resumes and CVs, the goal of the formatting is to make it legible, easy to navigate, and focused. Keep it legible by avoiding clutter and fonts that are too large, too small, or too hard to read. Make it easy to navigate with clear and consistent formatting styles that guide the reader's eye. In addition, avoid repeating content in multiple places on a resume because you do have limited space. And finally, keep it focused by being very purposeful when choosing what to include and what to leave off. You can also achieve these goals by using spacing and styling to your advantage. For example, use consistent bolding, italicizing, and underlining to emphasize certain areas, and use different margin sizes to remove or add white space. When it comes to creativity and color, make sure you know your industry's specific preferences and never let it distract from the content of your CV or resume. This example resume uses a wide variety of bolding, italicizing, lines, and other stylistic tools, but nothing is distracting the reader from the words on the page, and it's consistent throughout. Now let's discuss how to format the actual information on a resume. At the top of the resume, there should be a simple heading that includes your name, email, phone, LinkedIn profile link, and an ePortfolio link if applicable. It is not necessary to include your address in the heading, but you can if you would like. The next section should be your education section that includes the name of the school, the full title of your degree including all majors, minors, and co-majors, the location of your school, and your expected graduation date. You can also include your GPA, but if you prefer to leave it off, that is perfectly fine, unless required by the application process. It is also okay for you to include information about your high school as well as experiences that you had during high school until the end of your sophomore year of college. After the end of your sophomore year, your high school experiences should be phased out and replaced with more recent college experiences. From there, the sections depend on what types of experiences you've had. Not everyone has had experiences that fit under some of these titles: research, study abroad, projects, work experience, etc. So pick or create your titles that you feel best fit the experiences you've had. Don't limit yourself by section headings that are considered typical, but instead tell your story through unique titles. One specific section that I want to touch on is the skills section. In this section, focus on technical skills, languages, lab skills, and other hard skills that you have. Avoid listing soft skills like leadership, communication, and teamwork in the skills section. Instead of listing soft skills in a skills section, find ways to highlight those competencies within the bullet points of your experiences. But regardless of the section title and experience type, in your experience sections, you'll include the title of each experience, your role within each experience, the dates of each experience, and bullet points that describe each experience. And then within each section, list the experiences in reverse chronological order, meaning start with the most recent experience and end with the oldest experience. In this example resume, the person chose the section titles of publications and presentations as well as leadership experience, because that is what best highlights their specific experiences. And for each experience, the title, date, role and position, and descriptions are listed. One component that could be added to complete this structure is the location of each experience. Notice that the experiences that lasted for more than 1 month have a date range that includes the start date and end date, or the word present. In addition, notice how they use stylistic tools like bolding, italicizing, bullet points, and a right-hand column for the dates to bring attention to the various components of each experience. Now with a CV, the focus is a little different because it is more credential-based and academic focused. So in addition to the simple heading and education section at the top, you'll include sections like teaching experience, conferences, awarded grants, and some of the other titles listed here depending on your specific path. Several of the sections on a CV will be formatted just like on a resume with the title of the experience, name of your role, dates, and bullet points. Some other sections on a CV, like publications, require a different formatting structure, such as the actual citation of the publication or presentation. These citations should be in the format that is appropriate for your field or industry area. For assistance with industry-specific formatting on CVs, reach out to your career advisor on Handshake. With both resumes and CVs, the bullet points should have the most impact on the reader. To do this, it is recommended to follow the formula of action verb plus skill plus result. So start each bullet point with an action verb like create, lead, developed, then explain the task or skill, followed by the end result of the situation. To do this, take some time to reflect on the skills that you gained from a particular experience. For example, the peer career coaches in our office develop public speaking, communication, creation, problem solving, and leadership skills. These skills should be reflected in the action verbs that you choose to start off your bullet points. For example, developed and facilitated highlights the skills of creation and public speaking. Then, clearly and succinctly highlight the experience you had that allowed you to use and develop that given skill. For example, career presentations allowed this person to develop and facilitate something. And then, share what impact or result this experience had. For example, the career presentations that this person developed and facilitated increased the quality of the students' professional profiles. Here is a full version of this impactful bullet point with some adjustments to the verbs. Created and led presentations teaching hundreds of students strong formatting and effective descriptions to increase the quality of their professional profile. This is much more impactful than just saying led presentations. Here are some additional resume tips. Create a master copy of your resume or CV. On this master copy, don't worry about things like page length. Then, every time you apply for a position, make a copy of your master resume that you can cut, edit, and tailor to the specific position. Update your master copy at the end of every semester so it is ready to go when you need it. When you are submitting a resume online or emailing it to someone, always save and attach it as a PDF titled with the word resume and your first and last name. If you are giving it to someone in person, go the extra mile by printing it on a thicker resume paper. Before submitting it in any form, however, make sure you proofread the entire document several times and have others do the same for you. When you're proofreading, remember quality is more important than quantity, so keep it simple. And finally, take pride in all of your hard work that you just squeezed onto a couple pages. For more assistance with resume writing, you can use VMock, our virtual smart resume review software. You can upload a resume up to 10 times per academic year on VMock to get instant detailed feedback. VMock will give you an overall score as well as a score related to the impact, presentation, and competencies in your resume. Don't worry as much about your numeric score, but instead focus on getting all 3 sections and your overall score into the green. Locate VMock through miamioh.edu/careers to get free access. Once you are done with updating your resume and CV, upload it to Handshake, our online job board. Then you can get started with updating your Handshake profile, searching for jobs and internships, and registering for more Career Center events. Access Handshake through your My Miami portal or the resource page on the Career Center website. Here are some next steps that you can take after creating your resume or CV. First, meet with your career advisor. You can schedule a virtual appointment with your designated career advisor on Handshake. We are also available for virtual drop-in advising. Visit the Explore tab on our website for the drop-in schedule. In addition to career advising, update your LinkedIn and Handshake profiles by using the content on your resume or CV. Next, use resources like LinkedIn and Miami Alumni Connect to virtually network with Miami alumni and other professionals in your field. Finally, practice writing cover letters so that you are prepared to write them when you start applying for jobs and internships. To get you started with writing cover letters, let's go over the purpose and process. The purpose of a cover letter is to make the employer or reader want to continue on to read your resume, so it needs to pique their interest. A cover letter also exists to give your resume some personality and to show that you are the best candidate for the position. To get started with writing a cover letter, thoroughly read the job description for the position that you are applying for. Pick out the key themes, skills, and qualifications from the position description. Then take some time to connect your knowledge, skills, and experiences to those key themes and qualifications. When you are formatting your cover letter, start with a heading that includes your contact information, the date, the contact information for the employer or company, and a greeting. From there, the cover letter should include 3 main parts. In your first part, list the position you are applying for, introduce yourself, and express why you are interested in the position. In the second part, connect your skills, knowledge, and experiences to the job description and make it clear that you are a good candidate. Avoid just repeating the wording that is on your resume here. And in the final part, summarize your interests and qualifications and thank the reader for their time and consideration. Finally, end your cover letter with a closing and signature. This is a great example of an appropriately formatted cover letter. The structure of the headings and closing are clear, and the author addresses all 3 parts of the cover letter in a very direct and succinct way. Please visit our webpage at www.miamioh.edu/careers or call 513-529-3831 for more information. We look forward to seeing you in 0045 Armstrong Student Center. Thank you for joining me today, and feel free to reach out to the Career Center with questions.